In April, Phoenix home sellers were asking $30,000 more than homes were selling for, a $30,000 gap. By July, the gap was 5,000. Then I pulled the data for surprise. Median sales price 431,500. Median asking price 462,990. 31,500 apart. The valley got realistic, surprise didn't. And I'll show you in a minute why that's not quite an apples to apples comparison, but the direction is real either way. If you're selling a home here in Surprise or you're trying to buy one, that's the numbers that matter. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Danny Lopez, your West Valley real estate expert. I've been serving the Phoenix metro area, primarily here in the West Valley, for over 21 years. And every month, I give you the real numbers straight from our MLS or multiple listing service. No headlines, no hype. My number's on the screen, and you can also find it in the description below, along with other ways to contact me. You can call, text, or email, or find the link to my calendar to schedule a call at a time that's convenient for you. I do speak Spanish and proudly serve the Spanish-speaking community. Para toda mi comunidad hispana, aquí estamos para servirle. Let's take a look at this month's numbers. We had 23,743 active listings on the market across the MLS service area in July, down 1.6% from June and down 0.8% from last July. Read that twice because it's the opposite of what you've been told. There are fewer homes for sale in this market today than there were a year ago. Months of supply went the other way, 3.78 months, up 12.1% from June, but down 1.9% from last July. That's not a contradiction. Supply isn't a count of houses. It's houses divided by how fast they're selling. In Surprise, about 1,247 homes are active right now, and hold that number, it matters in a minute. There were 6,280 closed sales in July, down 12.2% from June. And I know how that sounds, so look at the other number on the card, up 1.1% from last July. Down 12.2% from last month, up 1.1% on the year. Both of those numbers are true, and only one of them means anything. 12% down from June, that's an Arizona summer. It hits 115 degrees, traffic stops, and it's done that for 21 years that I've been doing this. Pending sales were also down 10.2% from June and down 2% from last July. And that's the only demand number in this report, sitting below where it was a year ago. So when somebody shows you a month-to-month number and leaves out the year over year, that doesn't give you the full picture. Median sales price, $450,000 in July, unchanged from June, and up 2.3% from a year ago. So prices didn't fall, not this month. And here's the number I opened with. Median list price on new listings, $455,000. Median sales price, $450,000, $5,000 apart. In April, that same gap was $30,000. Sellers came down about $25,000 in what they're asking. Buyers didn't have to move at all. That's what a market looks like when both sides finally agree on price. The median days on market was 61 days, up from 58 days in June, down from 63 days last July. The average was 85 days, flat from June, up from 84 days last July. So faster than last summer by the median and a day slower by the average, essentially unchanged. So sales dropped by 12% and homes still sell in about the same time. That's not a market in trouble. And that gap between 61 days median and 85 days average, that's overpriced homes sitting, which brings me to Surprise. Here's the one I want you to write down. Value-wide asking and selling are $5,000 apart. In Surprise, the median sales price is $431,500, up 1.2% from last year. The median asking price on active listings is $462,990. That's about a $31,500 gap. Now, Granted, there's a lot of new construction homes out here, and that accounts for some of it, not all of it. Now, two things I need to point out. First, those two gaps aren't measured the same way. The MLS number compares new listings to sales. The surprise number compares everything sitting on the market to sales. And what sits on the market is the overpriced stuff. And here's what backs it up. 59% of active listings in surprise took a price cut this month, about 6 in 10. And homes in surprise are taking 71 days to sell against 61 days, valley-wide. Same summer, same rates, 10 extra days. And a majority of sellers are reducing. So most people see that price reduction and think the market's dropping. That's not the case. That isn't the market. That's homes not being priced correctly from the beginning. Let's check on the mortgage rates. Freddie Mac had the 30-year fixed at 6.67% the week of August 13th. That's down from 6.69% the week before. A month ago, it was 6.49. A year ago, 6.58. So we're up about 0.2 of a point on the month and about 0.1 of a point on the year. Pretty small moves. We had our first decline this past week after 4 straight weeks of increases. Rates have stayed pretty steady the whole year. And here's why it matters. If you're waiting for a better price before you buy, you're only running one side of the math. On a $450,000 loan, going from 6.49 to 6.69 is about $60 a month. That's my arithmetic, principal and interest, not a lender quote. I don't predict rates, and I never will, but I'm telling you to run both sides before you decide. So if you're buying, three things. Number one, valley-wide sellers are pricing honestly now. So there's less room to negotiate off the asking price than there was in April. Ask for the money somewhere else. A rate buy down, closing cost, repairs after the inspection. Those cost sellers less and save you more because they hit the payment instead of the price sticker. Number two, in surprise, it's the other way around. Almost 6 in 10 sellers have already cut once. So go after the listings that have been sitting. A seller with 90 days has had time to get realistic. Same house, completely different conversation. Number three, run the whole payment, not the price. Master plan communities out here typically run $100 to $200 a month in HOA dues, and dues have been climbing. That's real money, and it doesn't show up on the list price. If you're selling, also three. Number one, price it to the data. That $5,000 gap is your instruction manual. And if you're in surprise, this one's especially for you. Number two, you're not competing with more houses. Inventory is down 0.8% on the year. You're competing for fewer homes, and pending sales are down 2%. Different problem, different fix. Photography, price position, and being available when somebody wants to see it. And number three, there are 1,247 active listings in surprise, and 274 closed last month. That's the whole game in two numbers, roughly 1 in 5 sold. Being priced in the right fifth is the entire job. So what does this all actually mean? The valley didn't crash and it didn't take off. What changed is that sellers stopped asking for numbers this market won't pay. $30,000 of daylight in April, $5,000 in July. Surprise is about a season behind that. Asking prices out here are still catching up to what buyers are actually paying, and 59% of sellers cutting is what catching up looks like while it's happening. If you're buying in surprise, that's your opening. You've got 71 days of market time on your side, and a majority of sellers already moving. Ask for terms, and don't be shy about the ones that have been sitting. If you're selling in surprise, price it to where the valley already got to, not where the listing down the street is asking. That listing is part of the 59%. And if you're waiting for a crash, the data isn't giving you one. Fewer homes for sale than last year, sales up 1.1%, and prices up 2.3%. And just like the surprise market conditions differ from valley-wide market conditions, the same holds true for market conditions and activity in other cities. Goodyear, Avondale, Buckeye, Tolleson, Glendale, Peoria, all slightly different and may require a different approach for both buyers and sellers. If you're curious about the numbers and stats in your city, reach out. I'm happy to provide those for you. If this was helpful, please hit the like button. It really does help the channel. And subscribe because I do this every single month, and the trend is worth a lot more than any one month is. And if you're ready to talk about your specific situation, your home value, your buying power, your timeline, call or text me directly at 623-738-4894. I do answer my phone. And if you'd rather go through all of this in Spanish, I'm absolutely here for that. I'm Danny Lopez. Until next time.